Alrighty, guys, welcome one and all. It's your host, ID Jester. We're going to be tearing the shrink off of another expansion pack for Too Many Bones here. This is Gasket The Hydromech. Obviously, as you can see, we took the shrink wrap off, but this is pretty much in pristine condition, just like you get it off the shelf. I'm sure it's never been used before, and we want to give a huge thank you and appreciate Viper Dave, who was kind enough to donate a lot of this stuff for Too Many Bones to myself. So thanks, Viper Dave, and let's do an unboxing of Gaskets and see what we got here. Alright, here we go. Billed as a personal century of Merawat near the brink of southern Denor. This hydro-powered steambot is a powerful ally to the Gerlach cause. Manage Gasket's hydro level to launch attacks all battle long or use it all at once for an unstoppable barrage. Activate derail mode to rearrange and destroy baddies at will, or try your hand at programming with Gasket's directives. Gasket introduces a brand new steam-powered excitement to Too Many Bones universe. 1 character mat, 16 skill dice, 4 stat dice, 1 initiative die, 1 Gearlock chip, 1 reference sheet, 1 storage die. Tray, that's what I meant to say. Alright, let's take a look at what's inside the box. Shall we? Alright, thank you for coming. We have, he looks like he's a nice brown color. Nice. Almost like a little camouflage color. That's kind of cool. Alright, and let's see what he got here. Of course, we got his super cool dice. We have the new stitched edging. You can see now, at least with this character. We have the stitched edging along the side, which matches the color of his dice. And of course, we have his character sheet. If I can get it out, there we go. Alright, so there it is. Gasket comes with 1 health, 4 dexterity, 1 attack, and 4 defense. His innate is Steambot. And his innate +1 is Steambot Pro. He is melee ranged. He's got hydro powered. He's got mode derail, mode destroy, and mode direct. He's got 3 active dice and 3 locked dice. And we'll look at the rest of his stat line going forward here. Alright, keep that in there so you guys can get a gander at what he looks like. Alright, so his backup plan, 1 bones is a hotfix. Gasket adds or increases a defensive die to 1. Or by 1, sorry. Nothing at 2 bones. 3 bones is dehumidifier. Gasket gains 1 hydro and also adds or increases a defensive die by 1. 4 bones is reprogram. After applying the directive dice, roll and apply all available directive dice again. 5. Power Strike. Deal 3 damage to an adjacent unit. All units adjacent to that unit take 2 damage. Does not affect Gasket. All units adjacent to those take 1 damage. Does not damage same unit more than once. So it's kind of a boom and then exploding out and damaging everyone with 3 damage, then 2 damage, then 1 damage. An upgrade to an 8 +1. Let's look at his innate ability. His innate ability is Steambot. Gasket starts with Hydro Valve and primary canister skills. Skills are not exhausted when used. At start of battle, Gasket may place defense in active slot equal to half his defensive stat rounded up. So if he's got 4 defense stat, he can just automatically put a 2 dice in there. We saw that a little bit with Pickett, but Pickett rolls his dice. And then his innate +1 is Steambot Bro. Same benefit as Steambot, except Gasket may now place defense in active slot equal to his defense stat rating. Alright. He's going to start with Hydro Valve in play. And he's going to start with Primary Canister in play. He also has Secondary Canister and Tertiary Canister. So that's Hydro Valve starts in play. Your Primary Canister, Secondary Canister, and Tertiary Canister. So kind of this little quadrant here. Then you have the Made Derail, which are going to be here. This is Blitz. This is Blast. This is Ram. And this is Scram. So Blitz, Blast, Ram, and Scram. Then we have the Mode Destroy, which is Cut, Gut, Grab, and Get. And it starts with Cut and Grab. Both of these start in play. And the last one is going to be your Mode Direct, which is Directive Sustain and Directive Utility over here. And then Directive Aggro. And he only has one consumable, which is the Power Converter. Alright, and that's all of his dice. And all of the sides to the dice that you see there. And let's see. Effect die definitions, bleed effects. So it looks like he does a little bit of bleed. He's got a lot of, targeting and attacking. Gasket is melee range, which allows it to choose any Gearlock starting position at the start of the battle. Gasket also uses melee attack form when choosing targets. Built-in mech tech. Much like a bot, Gasket is immune to a number of effects. Poison, weaken, terrify, stun, and even bleed. Fatigue, however, still applies. Additionally, none of Gasket's skills are exhausted after use. So, he's immune to poison, weaken, terrify, stun, and bleed, which is seems like this character is a lot more powerful than the characters we were playing the other day, because that poison was just murdering us. Okay. Hydropower. Gasket starts the adventure with Hydro Valve and Primary Canister. The use of Gasket's Hydro Valve is required in order to roll dice each turn. Therefore, the first die selected to roll every turn must be the Hydro Valve, which costs 1 dexterity. Rolling this die forces Gasket to either use the backup plan or use the Hydro. At the start of each battle, place primary canisters, secondary and tertiary if you've earned them, into a lock slot at max value. This represents Gasket's Hydro for the battle. Gasket Derail and Destroy professions require Hydro to be used, so he uses his water source. At the start of the turn, if Gasket has no Hydro canisters at all, he takes 1 true damage. Derail, Destroy professions. These skills all cost 1 dexterity to roll. However, when choosing them, after rolling, Gasket must either spend Hydro. Each turn, the skill used costs 1 Hydro. Decrease any canister by 1 to show that. The second skill Gasket chooses to use this turn costs 2 Hydro, 3 Hydro, etc. Power Converter. Power Converter starts on Gasket's mat, which is slot number 16, at value 0. Once charged, discard a loot to set die to max. This can be used at any time during Gasket's turn to heal 1 hit point. Each time this is used, decrease Power Converter by 1. Loot. While Gasket can hold trade, and even unlock trove loot, the associated benefits shown on a loot card cannot help Gasket. Instead, anytime during his turn, Gasket can consume a loot card to gain one of the following benefits. Gasket may discard to set power converters to max, or Gasket may discard to set hydro value on a desired side this turn. Doing this instead of rolling the die saves you 1 dexterity. And then finally, mode direct. Directives do not cost dexterity to roll or hydro to use. If directive dice are rolled, they must be used. During resolve and roll phase, when Gasket decides to resolve its rolled directives, it must resolve them as a group. Choose the order in which to resolve the directives, but resolve them immediately after one another. So that is how Gasket kind of what he's trying to do. For beginner build stats, HP is a must early on. Add at least 1 right away, and maybe an attack to stay dangerous. Then add another couple HP. Dexterity becomes more important the farther as you start wanting to throw more dice. Skills. Cut is great early game when you don't have sustainable damage. After that, directives offer free dice every turn, while Ram allows you some movement that can aid in positioning baddies for your other skills. And we looked at his innate ability. That is Mr. Gasket here with his this is actually the first character we've seen with the double-sided stitch, the much nicer stitching. So that's obviously cool. 1 health, 4 dexterity, 1 attack, 4 defense, hydro-powered, mode derail, mode destroy, and mode direct. And that is Mr. Gasket. I'm just doing an unboxing, Doug. I'm just doing an unboxing here of Mr. Gasket. We did... Whoa. We did an unboxing of Tink just a little bit ago, and so I'm just trying to round things out. We are going to be coming right back here shortly to do an unboxing of 40 Days in Deloria. Additional baddies and encounters for Too Many Bones. Alright, so we'll be coming back to watch that video here shortly. We're also seeing a box drop of Tink. Yes. So we did this one. We got an unboxing for 40 Days in Deloria. We have Gilly, the Scoutmaster, Nugget, the Treasure Hunter, and 40 Days in Deloria. And last but not least, we have Undertow. So we do have a lot of unboxings left to do. I'm going to try and get a couple more of them done tonight. So that is a look at Gasket. If you're looking for any of those other characters, looking for unboxings, and you're watching this later on YouTube, you can probably check out our channel. We probably have them somewhere in our Tear the Shrink folder. So thanks everyone for coming out. Doug and Phoenix Knight and Richard Kerr. Hope you all are doing well. We'll see you in a few minutes. We're going to come back for another episode of 40 Days in Deloria. And we'll see you guys then. Take care, everybody. Have a good day.